right, boys. Welcome to Looper Talk. Very excited for our conversation today. I have a gentleman that we met on the internet, um, and I'll give you his information here in a second. But as you know, I have to give love to my country club people. So, real fast, the country club. It's an online country club. It is a place that you can join and meet up with people from all over the world, businessmen, golfers, professional golfers, anything. So if you don't have access to a country club, the country club is a option for you to join online. I have the link below in my description that will give you the access link to it. It has lowered the price down to $365 a year. So it's $1 a day. And again, it's like everything you can offer in a country club. You have opportunities to meet with people for networking. You have a database into elite golf consulting where you can get golf information, you can get golf tips, or you can talk to people like me or a few other fellow professional golfers in there. And it's a growing community, and it's something I would get a part of now because it's, to me, it's a genius idea. So the link will be in the description if you're interested. All right, now our guest today, his name is Jesse Bryant. He is a local PN close to me. He's up in the Portland area. Off gate, he's a veteran. So for us and our show especially, I treat veterans with the utmost respect. We thank you for your service. And if it wasn't for our veterans like Jesse, we would not be here. Who knows what we'd be doing? So we really appreciate veterans and what they do for our country. He was National Guard for Oregon for 8 years, right?
That's correct,
Um,
yep.
yep, and then so you now work as a steelworker, 14 years in the business. He's got 2 kids, blue collar guy, somebody like myself, like my father. So this is gonna be a conversation I'm gonna enjoy because we are coming from very similar backgrounds. Not to mention, I've always thought that his kind of work, really the blue collar section, is going to take over the workforce because as AI comes involved and all that shit, we're gonna really need people like Jesse. So I again, that's on top of being a veteran. I have the utmost respect for plumbers, electricians, steel workers, you name it. The jobs that AI can't do, these are the type of guys we're gonna have to lean on. And so for our youth, it's gonna be real important that we get more guys like Jesse in there because who knows where that could end. That's a different topic.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
So the thing about Jesse that I find very interesting is, like I said, he's got 2 boys, right?
That's correct, yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he is an 11 handicap, and he's only been playing golf for a year.
Yep.
And I think that is fascinating because that means he must have something. And as we know in golf world, there's people I've known played for 15 years and they can't get under a 20 handicap. Not saying you have to. I'm just reiterating, golf is kinda like music, man. Some people just they got that hand-eye coordination they can figure out quick, and then some people it just takes them a little longer, but to get down to 11 handicap within a year is that is very impressive. And so golf is somewhat new to Jesse, but yet I think he understands a lot of the atmosphere and the environment and the concerns that involve with golf, so that's why I'm very, intrigued with our conversation. And before I let him get into it, his tag handle for Instagram is Lunch Pail Fairways. I will put that in the description as well. Please give him a follow, or if you want to send a direct message, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to respond. But
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, this is a guy that is, I can just tell from our conversation beforehand, we are going to have a really down to earth, to the point conversation. And those are the conversations that I thrive on. Oh, Jesse, thank you for joining and welcome to Looper Talk. And before we get into some topics, do you have anything you like to share with the world or just anything in general?
Well, first and foremost, I just wanna say thanks for having me on, man. It's a pleasure, it's an honor, and I, really appreciate you taking the time. Golf is new to me. Golf is really new to me. I grew up playing 3 sports year round from the age of 5 till I was 20, but just the correlation it has with life events, I have found such a deep love for it, almost like, a man finds his first love, his first true love. I mean, it's instantaneous, and I was hooked.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's been neat, man. I'm just happy to be here and get to share my message with the world.
Right on. Right on. And so before we get into a topic, what would be, say, and because you're again, you're new to golf. What was your main message to people in golf? What would be your
I would say my main message would be just staying true to who you are, being consistent,
Mhm.
whether that be on the golf course, at the range, at home, your persona. Be consistent. We're always going to be evolving. But the one thing we can always do is look ourselves in the mirror and tell ourselves that we're being genuine to ourselves. I would say being consistent. That's the biggest message I have for everybody is staying consistent in life, staying consistent within yourself.
I love it. So you're coming from a philosophical standpoint already, which I think golf is a lot more mental than it is physical. I think
Absolutely.
physical helps, obviously, but I think the mental part of the game seems to be m- more prevalent than it would be the physical side, which don't get me wrong, I get if we hit the ball far and straight, it makes golf a whole
Absolutely.
lot easier, not
Yeah.
mentally in the right place.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how good you are, it's still going to take a toll on you. So I like that. That's probably why he's gone down to 11 handicap in a fucking year because dude,
It's just grinding all the time, man, trying to work on the swing, work on the game, understand it, and then just spend time with the course, accepting the knowledge and the criticism I get from my peers and other people that I play with, and just trying to adapt and you know
that's awesome.
evolve the game, man. I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Um, one of the hardest things, or there's, well, I wouldn't say the hardest thing. To me, the hardest thing in golf is staying in the moment, and that's something you'll understand as you keep playing. That you almost never can do it. You have to
Yeah.
learn how to convince yourself to do it because you see pros do it all the time. They'll be on the last three holes and they'll fuck up and right when they're not
Yeah.
supposed to, right? And that's great example there. But to me, I always tell people who are new to the game, one of the first hurdles you have to get over is accepting failure.
Yes.
That is that and that's a hard thing to accept because golf, there tends to be more failures than successes, but if you can understand what the failures are really doing and not see them as they're out to get you, they're just
Mm.
out to teach you, then that's to me, that's a hurdle where if you can cross that hurdle, which I feel like you've already have because you understand the consistency part of it, having to show up no matter what and continue to embrace the criticism or embrace and it's not just out external criticism, it's internal. It goes both
Absolutely.
ways. So
Yes.
you have bad holes or you have moments where you don't feel right and you're being hard on yourself and sometimes you have to figure out what the best way is to go from that moment and that's the same criticism as somebody telling you what to do and those are the moments where if you can push through those moments and continue on in the sport then those moments become less and less and less and then the harder days or the rougher rounds
Yeah.
tend to not be so hard on you because you can then prevail through these moments because of experience you've had previously, right? And it's like life, as you know, and in terms of life, if we have these hard days, we're not just gonna throw me in a coffin, call it good. We're gonna
Right. Right. Yeah.
you gotta get up the next day, dude, and figure it out.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
um,
Bro.
yeah, that's I love that. I think that's such a profound thought, especially to be only a year and a half in the game. That is very
Yeah.
profound to
Yeah.
have. Um, okay, so one of the topics we wanted to talk about is how we view golf right now, and is it still through the PGA or is it YouTube golf? Okay. So now, actually, I want to ask you that first because you're brand new. So
Yeah.
you came into golf post COVID.
Yeah.
When COVID happened, it was a ramp, man. Because back in 2015, golf was popular, but it was still sort of nichey,
Yep.
like niche sport where people thought you had to be from a certain demographic or it's a rich white man sport, and
Yeah.
"Oh, everyone sucks Tiger's dick," right, kinda shit.
Yeah.
And now when COVID happened, we were bored, we didn't know what to do, so we needed to go outside. Well, Americans, especially, we love the element of sport, and so when you throw forcing people to be outside in the element of sport, well, fuck, golf is the perfect combination of the 2, and then bam. So golf gained a huge wave from that and you joined after all that, so you sort of see golf I wanna so how do you s in essence, how do you see golf right now? Do you see it as a niche sport, or do you see it as a kinda like a baseball, basketball in terms of popularity?
So I personally still view it as kind of a niche sport.
Okay,
Um, at least that's how I want to view it, I think.
cool.
Right? However, I think the popularity has ramped up so much
Yep,
that it's kind of hard to almost label it as such anymore.
I
Now,
know.
I look at the PGA Tour as a niche program,
Okay.
but I look at YouTube golf as just the everyday
Mhm.
kind of bullshit we see. But when I think of golf, right, I think of traditional, respectful gentleman's game golf. That's how I view golf. So when I see some of the YouTube golf going on, is it entertaining? Absolutely. It's entertaining to watch. It's relatable. You see a guy go out there that has 1.7 million views and go out and shoot a 91. You're like, hey, that's kind of us. It's
Right.
easy to see. But at the same time, I feel like it does a disservice to what golf has stood for so many years,
Mhm.
in a sense. And that's my take on it. And that's why, like, do I enjoy playing golf? Absolutely. That's why I think it makes me want to play so much better. I think it's one of those things where it really drives me to respect the game, respect the grind, understanding that this game is so humbling. I don't want to go out and just get trashed on a golf course and thrash the place.
Right.
That's not what this game is built on. And so, even with my kids, I still do it. At the end of the ninth hole or 18th hole, whatever it is, my kids know we take our caps off when we shake each other's hands. Like, gentlemen, this is what we do. We're not out there yelling at each other, running in golf carts or over curbs, and none of that. It's just for me, it's become such a how do you say it? Almost like a paramount type thing. It's really blown up, and I almost want to. I'm so new to it, so how do I have such strong feelings? But I almost want to see it kind of just start honing it in a little bit more personally.
What's the new saying? Shrink the game.
Shrink the game. Yeah.
Um, so I think I know where you're getting at, and I'll tell you what I think. I'd never want to take accessibility away from people. I
Yes.
think that part is okay, but it's how we use that accessibility to me is where it becomes a little interesting.
Yes.
Golf is a gentleman's game. It is meant to be respectful. There's supposed to be an element of class there. Now, the originality of the game, it was a bunch of guys over in Scotland didn't know what to do, and so they decided to create holes. The underlying saying is they took 18 shots out of a fifth of whiskey, and that's how they figured out how many holes they had. Whatever, maybe, maybe not. But the history throughout the game has always been suit and tie. This is not somewhere where you go party. It's not a frat party. It's a game where there's integrity attached to it. And I
Yeah.
think what has gone on is so this is really Tiger Woods' fault. I don't mean to be mean to him. I admire the guy, but this is his fault. So when Tiger came in, they found a guy really talented. And to me, even compared to now, I still think Jack Nicklaus is right there with him. But in terms of pure talent, Tiger Woods is the pinnacle of it.
Sure.
No
Sure.
matter which side you look, from ball striking to everything, the dude, I mean, the clubs he won with in the Masters in '97, it's insane
Yeah.
that he won that with that many strokes with how hard those clubs were to hit back then. Okay.
Sure.
What ended up happening is you had people around him thought, okay, we're going to have this guy for a while. We're going to create business mindsets and business models to cater to him because what his talent and him showcasing the sport is going to bring revenue in for us. And so now that that has gone on and they've continued to build these business models around him, it's gained more popularity and it's gained more traction. And then what happened is obviously we could go on for whatever about what's wrong with him, steroid use. I don't know. Again, that's alleged, but
Yep. 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 Yep.
he started going down some paths that weren't very good. And then what that created is then the popularity was still there, but people needed somewhere to spend this revenue because they're not watching a Tiger Woods anymore. And so over time, it just sort of evolved into this YouTube situation.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's where the masses have started to lean towards because they didn't
Sure.
know where to go. Because
Yeah.
no offense, but the PGA Tour is pretty boring to watch. It's a bunch of robots. Yes,
Yep.
it's good golf and I enjoy it and I admire the majors, even though I have some critiques about that, but I still think that the sport itself needed to be relatable to people like me and you. And Tiger
Mm.
Woods brought that relatability with him, but now that he's no longer really at full form, and the game because of the demand and the revenue it brought in, the demand from that created the price to go up, which then forced a smaller social class to be able to obtain professional golf.
Yeah.
Now you have these professionals that don't come from the same social class as me and you. which therefore makes it not relatable for me and you because we don't find that appealing. We find
Right.
things that are more appealing that, oh, this guy came from the trenches of life. This dude's dad is a roofer.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with somebody that actually gets it, right?
Yeah.
Not a Scotty Scheffler who came from a rich country club in Dallas. And
Right.
so what you find now is YouTube golf, and that's where you have these gentlemen and these personalities and even women that are more middle social class, which then creates that relatable portion to us. And on top of that, you have them shooting scores and playing rounds that are very similar to your average golfer. And that just upped the relatability even more. And
Yes.
that's what most people find appealing is yes, the sport itself brings appeal, but what brings the most appeal is not only the sport, but the relevance of it. And if I
Yeah.
can relate to it, man, I'm going to get emotionally invested and then I'm going to want to be a part of it. Right. And that's where this whole YouTube fad really started to kick off.
Right.
But like you said, now it's gotten to a point where there's not much of a direction. There's not any sort of conclusion or there's not sort of a growth mindset of, hey, we're going to continue to make this game accessible. We're just going to continue to do our platforms for personal reasons, which is mostly financial. And
Yeah.
and that
Exactly.
right, and that's where the integrity part starts to weaken because we are now dealing with personalities and cultures within the golf world that aren't necessarily conducive for what the originality of the game is. And this is how you know things are so different now. St. Andrews turns into a park on Sundays.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's so
Yeah.
fascinating. I still bring that metaphor up all the time. That is so fascinating to me that this is the home of golf.
Yes.
No golf would exist without this one course. And this
Right.
course on Sundays shuts down and says, "Hey, anybody wants to come walk the golf course? Fucking come on in."
Great. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Uh,
Yes.
and so I think that's where we as a society within the United States, we have put so much financial obligation to it that we have forgotten the originality of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's part of it, right? Is like, at least the guy from my standpoint, right? Monday through Friday, I'm wearing my blue jeans, my work boots, my hard hat all week.
Yep.
Come Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I want to put on my tire that I'm going to wear to the golf course and feel like I'm being able to step out of that into
Yes.
a different world and escape kind of my sense of reality for a little bit.
Yes.
Um, Instead, sometimes you show up to a golf course and there's dude in his denim shorts screaming, hollering, and Miller Lights to the fucking trash can inside the tee box. It's just, sometimes it's like, oh man. And it is weird being so new to the game and having such a strong feeling about it. I almost feel kind of weird about it sometimes, right?
That's a
But
good thing.
it's,
I have a strong feeling, by the way.
I do. And I look at some of these other companies that are out here and the message they're pushing, the products they're pushing, and the way they're marketing it. And it's just like, again, I think we're taking away that accessibility sometimes. Like we were talking about, Malman. I mean, come on, dude. To $127 for a
Uh,
t-shirt, but we're for everybody. Fine.
yeah, yeah, that's what I mean, and we're gonna
It's
advertise ourselves as a grassroots movement that's meant to be from the ground up, and yet
yeah,
people who are legit from the ground up are gonna
yeah,
look at you and think,
yeah,
"Dude, you're missing the point." No offense, you sold a hog farm for $6 million back in the '80s.
yes,
And so, God bless you. I'm glad you earned a lot of money, but I mean, you've barely passed fucking high school and you went to some art school. And obviously, you kept failing at trying to figure out a way to make money. And now you found a brand that makes money.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then you want to try to tell us, oh, well, this is about being relatable and this is meant for everybody. And it's thinking, well, dude, no, it's not.
yeah,
Oh, it's not at all because you have
right,
golf brands out there. I mean, we can go to Marlberg on Amazon
yeah,
and
yeah,
they sell $35 hoodies, man,
yeah.
and decent. I wear them shits all the time.
I've got four of their polos.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
right. Uh,
absolutely, and they're comfortable. They're great.
yeah, and you don't hear them going around saying, "Oh, well, this is for the people." Da, 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 da,
No,
da." No, they're just telling you, "Look, I need to make some money. I don't wanna charge you out the ass.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
just is what it is." And
yeah,
I think the more or less what concerned me was, okay, w I don't want you going around telling people that I don't want you to create emotional attachment from a place because you have an underlying motive. That to me is
Right.
super fucked up. I think what
Yeah.
you need to do is just be honest. You run a thrift store and you're gonna sell clothes that probably don't cost you a lot of money, but you're gonna brainwash people into buying them
Yeah.
because you think you're that smart. And if you would just say that, I think people would respect you a lot more because at least you're honest about it. But of course, he's not going to say that because the minute he says that, then people are going to figure out what he's doing,
Yeah.
and then they're not going to buy the shit. Whereas if you have Nike or these normal companies, they're just going to tell you, well, the reason why it costs more is because we did this or whatever, and you're
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
okay, well,
Exactly.
that's a different element of brainwashing there. But if
Yeah.
it's they're not trying to claim that there's some grassroots movement that's meant for the middle class, dude. That to
It's
me,
crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy. I know, and that's where me starting lunch pail fairways in my videos I've done, I'm learning the whole content creation as I go. I'm just learning on the whim here, you know. But it's to push that envelope that we as the middle class, the blue collar crowd, we can get out there on Saturday and Sunday and enjoy a round of golf with the fellas. And again, it gives, at least for me, it's a way to kind of escape my reality sometimes
100%.
and find a sense of peace. Again, no outside noise. It's just me and a golf ball on a golf course. And it's the same thing with mental health, right? It's about fighting your own personal demons one swing at a time.
Yep.
And that's where I've started creating my content. It came out of wanting to kind of push the boundary. I'm not comfortable doing any of this, but it's something that I want to be able to prove to myself, prove to my kids that even though it doesn't make you feel comfortable, you can still accomplish it. You know, you can
Mhm,
still do it. You can find people that you can relate to and share the moment with. You know, I
mhm.
think that's really special.
Absolutely, and you don't have to wear fucking jeans and a hard hat. You can go
Yeah, fuck yeah,
you
dude.
can go buy affordable stuff,
Yeah,
and you can have a presence of a golfer
yeah,
and feel that, and you deserve to feel like a golfer. You don't have
yeah,
to be, "Okay, oh, man, I represent the blue collar shit, so I'm gonna wear jeans and, you
yeah,
drink
yeah,
Miller Lights and throw them all over the place and make it into a frat party. No, I'm
mm,
gonna treat golf with respect because
yeah,
golf is accepting for every social class. I mean, the
yeah,
people who created golf did not come from a high social
yeah,
class. They were
yeah.
I mean, they were it is what it is. So, I think what we can really assess, I think we're on the very similar page, is golf is going to have to make a decision at some
Yeah,
point,
yeah, yeah.
and they're either going to make it more accessible so that people like me and you can feel more emotionally attached to professional golfers because
Mhm.
that's really where the motivation comes from.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they're going to have to turn golf into a sport like bowling,
Mhm,
where it's just
mhm.
a recreational pastime. But the thing that I agree with, and I know you probably agree with, that if it does turn into bowling sort of mindset, we're going to lose a lot of the gentleman's aspect, the integrity aspect, because when you go bowling nowadays,
Yeah.
you're drinking beer, you're eating hot dogs, you're just throwing a fucking ball down the lane and no one cares.
Bullshit. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
just bullshitting, and I'm not saying golf shouldn't be that way, but, it should and it shouldn't, but like you said, you don't if we go down that road, then eventually golf will become boring, and then
yes, it will. Yeah,
it'll lose its flavor, and then if once it loses its flavor, then we're really just think of how many professional bowlers do you know nowadays?
bro.
Right?
Yeah,
Back in the
yeah,
'90s, not I
yeah,
mean, I knew '90s, I knew 4 or 5 of them.
yeah. Well, that's just it, right? I mean, you look at the younger generation of golfers coming up through the ranks here, at your local golf courses. Nobody's rocking the Callaway hats and the TaylorMade hats. It's good.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know, it's the BDS boys.
Yep,
That's just what they wear. That's what got their attention. That's what got them here. It's not Jordan Speed. It's not Tiger anymore. It's these guys that put out this content.
no.
It's the flavor right now. It's the
Yeah,
flavor.
it is.
What it is.
And I admire I don't mind it, I admire it because it's fine, because it's at least creating people to wanna be a part of the sport,
Sure. Sure.
but the cheap entertainment stuff, it's going to at some point, it's gonna get to where because I think
It's for their benefit. It's for their financial benefit.
So that's the problem is
Right.
a lot of people are gonna start to see their motives and start because this is why people love Tiger Woods, and this is people why I love Jack Nicklaus because and Ben Hogan and all these guys, because you know what they did? They sacrificed a fuckload to get as good as they did, and
Yeah.
that gave inspiration. You heard their stories, you
Yep.
heard what they
Yep.
went through,
Yep.
you heard the crazy rounds they had to pull out of their ass to be where they are, and that to me is why we have such a longevity of emotional attachment because you have these stories from these golfers like Mo Norman, George
Yeah.
Knudson, Mac O'Grady, these guys that are just grinders. And you
Yeah.
hear about like the Ben Hogan story where he played 36 holes in one day, and on 18 holes he gets done, and then he goes back to play the net last 18. And on the very first hole, he hits a drive, and he's within 2 feet of his previous divot
Yeah.
of the first 18. And that those kind of stories, you're thinking, dude, this dude is beyond good,
Dialed.
like
Dialed. Yeah.
unfucking real
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Why I want to be like that. And even if
Yeah.
I am or not like that, the fact that there's a guy like that that exists, holy
It's
shit,
crazy.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
in. But
absolutely. Yeah.
like you said, if we're watching Bob does sports and he's cucking over LeBron James, now we're teaching our youth, hey, it's not about how good you are, or how much effort or how much sacrifice you're going to put into the game. It's how
Yeah.
well you can advertise yourself
Yeah.
and how well you can convince the public to like you. And that to me is where it gets a little bit strange because
Yes.
our motives are not aligned with the proper ideas behind golf because
Yeah.
golf is about work ethic, sacrifice, integrity, these elements of the game. And when you provide constant cheap entertainment, well,
Yes.
at some point that entertainment's going to run out of gas because there's not enough bulk to it to really
Yes.
provide the longevity of, and this is why we still talk about guys like Jack Nicklaus
Yeah.
today
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
sacrifice and the amount of grit and the amount of passion and the stuff that he went through. Arnold Palmer, right? No offense to Grant Horvat and all these guys, they got good golf swings, but they never
Yeah.
put themselves in the fire and they never
No.
failed. And that's teaching our youth to avoid these kind of situations.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's why the youth, to me, right now, is really big on that
Mhm.
because they're the only aspect of golf that's relatable.
Yeah. Well, and that's just I'm glad you bring up that point about being put in the fire. Even from my standpoint, I've been grinding to get my handicap down and playing better and trying to get these attributes to excel my game. Well, a couple weeks ago, I went and played around with some family. That was
Mhm.
the worst round I've played in a long time.
Yeah.
Why? Because there was something on the line. There was something mentally to prove. We're not
Yes.
just playing comfortable golf, you know?
Yeah. Right.
Um, and since then, I've been playing a lot more rounds, just jumping onto tee times at my golf club. Been jumping on tee times with guys. I'm trying to push the envelope here. You need to
Yeah.
play for something. You need to have that mental toughness in the game, and
Yeah.
it's a totally different aspect. Totally
It
different
is.
aspect.
Man, you can't tournament golf, dude. I've been playing tournament golf since I was 13, and
Yeah,
it's there's nothing like it.
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping to play my first one summer, and so
Good
I'm
for
looking
you,
forward to
man.
the opportunity.
Oh,
How it
embrace
goes, we'll see. We'll see.
embrace it. It's amazing. It
Yeah,
really is. God, it's so wild. I tell people this is the best now. You'll be hitting 8 irons on the range, and you'll get in a rhythm, and you're thinking, "Yeah, okay, I got it." And then you'll get to the first hole of a tournament, and then you'll stand over that 8 iron, and you'll think, "Shit, dude, I just totally
oh
forgot
yeah. We're playing a
everything."
football game at Florida State here. The crowd's going crazy. The
What?
crowd meter's banging.
I just hit like 45 of these in a row where I was somewhat in a spectrum here, and now I just hit this 8 iron, and I haven't hit one 8 iron like this in years. And here I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's
whatever.
it's insane, man. It's insane.
It really is.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so you said you wanted to speak about mental health
yeah, man. Yeah,
with the game. So let's tie that in with obviously what we got here. So and I think with kids and golf, mental health is really good for that aspect. I think
yeah,
kids
yeah.
really can learn failure. They can learn things in life through golf that will help them deal with real life situations. Um,
Absolutely.
what in terms of golf and mental health, what are you finding? I guess in a similar mindset. What has golf provided you similarly to life in terms of mental health?
Well, for starters, like we talked about off air, tomorrow I'll be 17 months sober,
Right on.
and it's been the best decision that I've made for my personal life and my physiological self being. Now, with that being said, having given up that bottle, I have found that I've got demons that I've been hiding away for a long time. I've been hiding my inability to deal with emotional stress, and I've got anxiety that I've never experienced in my life before. I could approach anything or anyone at any point, and it was never an issue. Now it's an issue. And I found golf to have such a correlation with mental health. Again, like we said before earlier, mentally, sometimes we just got to have one step at a time. Alcohol, same thing. Addiction, same thing. It's one step at a time, just another day, one more day, one more day. And golf is the same way. It's just all you can focus on right now is the one swing you have at hand. When you're standing over that golf club, it is you and that swing in the moment. That is it. Doesn't matter what you're going to do on the green. Doesn't matter if you're going to chip it out of the bunker. Doesn't matter what you did on the tee box. It's the moment now, and that's where I found the correlation to mental health and my recovery with golf. Is there's so many similarities, and it's giving me almost kind of a it gives me a zen moment where it's just me and a golf ball, and it's just same thing with my mental health, and I'm learning right as time passes, being able to deal with my mental health, not have these breakdowns where I feel like I can't function. Because I'm able to deal with it on the golf course, I can deal with it in real life, and that's kind of the thing that I want to push and have people be able to find for themselves as well through golf.
It's just, yeah, golf is a catalyst to train your mental health for the real world,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, absolutely.
And that's something that I try to encourage people to embrace golf because and I always thought this from caddying, when you see people throwing clubs or you see people getting really mad on the golf course, which I'm speaking from experience here, I can break a club about as good as anybody.
Sure.
Um, I think when you enter those situations with people and they break clubs and they're having a hard time with golf, you must really understand that golf is not really what they're upset about. They're upset about something much deeper,
Yeah,
and who knows what it is, but you have to respect that because we're human beings. We're not meant to be on top of the pyramid all day long. There's days where we're falling down the sides and we're just trying to hang on for dear life. And then there's
yeah,
days, yeah, we feel like we can conquer the world.
yep,
But that's the beauty of being a human. And I think when you tie that in with golf, it really helps you understand that element of life. And when you can understand that element of life, then real life situations outside of golf become a little bit easier for you to diagnose and then see how to think, what do I need to do, where things need to go from here, how can I be a better person,
yeah,
and the moments of failure. And I think golf does a very good job of that. Most golfers, when they embrace failure and they understand, okay, I failed in this moment. I didn't hit that 8 iron worth of shit,
yep,
like we talked about. Okay, do I continue to sulk about it and make the rest of the round shit, or do I just move on and try to take it for what it is? Say, hey, my next 8 iron I'm gonna hit, I'm gonna try to be better. And if I'm
yeah.
not that 8 iron, I'm gonna try again. And I'm gonna keep trying again. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep trying until I'm in a pine box. But at least at that rate, I'm not giving up. Right?
Exactly. I mean, there's days that I'd love to have another drink, but I know it doesn't do me any good.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing with golf. I may have a terrible tee shot. I may have a terrible putt, and I'd love to just have that putt back. But guess what? I can't.
Yep.
I can't. I can't. I got to move on, and we got to address it face up the next stroke here.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's life. That's life. There's things that we cannot take back. The hurt, the lies, the pain, whatever it may be. We can't take it back. But
No.
what we can do is address our next mission head on. And
Yes.
that's life, man. That's golf. And I think being able to have individuals have access to the game like we spoke about, dealing with these issues in life, because life is hard enough.
Mhm.
And if you can find something that you can relate to, it makes everything else in life easily digestible, understandable, and you can reason with it, you know?
Mhm.
And that's why golf has become such a valuable part of my life, part of my kids' life. Um, we live in such a day and age where kids have access to the most vile shit on the internet. And being able to give them a positive, humbling opportunity like playing golf, there's not a value I can put on it for my kids. They love it, they enjoy it. They could care less about the brand, what it is. It's the game of golf. It's the opportunity to make the moment count. And I love that for my kids.
That's amazing. That's so cool you think that way, and especially with young kids, they're not gonna understand that now, but when
Mhm,
they get older, they completely will it'll sort of slowly reveal itself, but that's such a fascinating thing for me is seeing young kids learn these valuable lessons at such an early age,
mhm,
and they're doing it through a medium like golf, and that you
yeah,
can't and that's kind of a good as a parent, my kids are real young, and they sleep with golf clubs, and they watch me
yeah,
hit.
yeah.
We have the PGA tournament here at Bandon,
Yes,
and
yeah, yeah,
good buddy of mine's playing in it, so I'm gonna go see him tomorrow, and I'm gonna bring one of my kids, and it's gonna be really interesting too, because he's not even 3 yet,
yeah,
and I'm gonna have to teach him how to shut up and
yeah.
respect the game a little bit. So
Yep,
that
yep,
just so that he at 3 years old, this kid's gonna already understand, "Okay, there's certain places where I can let my hair down and be whoever, and then there's certain places where I have to be respectful and read the room a little bit and
yeah,
understand when things need to be necessary and when they're not."
yeah.
And to learn that at the age of 3, I mean, that's
Incredible,
fascinating. Right.
incredible,
And
absolutely.
and all we're doing is hitting a plastic ball in a field, man.
Yeah,
And
yep, yep,
that's why it's so enticing to me because it's such a simple concept. The concept of it is so simple, and yet
yep,
it provides so much depth in
mm,
life
yeah,
that and I had a really rough childhood growing up, so golf was my escape for me,
yeah, yeah,
and there's a lot of things I learned in golf, but there was a lot of things I because of life, I didn't face head on,
yeah,
and so golf sort of sat on the sidelines thinking, "Okay, we'll be here when you're ready."
yeah,
And I would get really mad at golf, and I would do the same mistakes over and over again, and then I would think, "Oh, well, something's gonna change," and you're thinking, "Well, dude, you're a moron. You can't
yeah,
keep doing the same fucking solution here,
yep,
thinking things are gonna change." And so but the thing with golf is it always stood to the side and said, "Okay, when you're ready to try a different solution, we'll be here waiting for you." And so
absolutely.
that that's why I'm still a part of the game, and that's why, over the years after college golf, I got a lot more mature about things.
There's a lot that golf can offer a human,
Yep.
man, woman, child, it does not matter. I've watched my son have a terrible swing, and he gets mad. Okay, great. Now we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity now. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity to fix that. We can fix that. It can be fixed. He'll go through, mechanically sound, have a great swing. Still, not what he's looking for. And I said, son, that's life. We can do everything we think is right, and it'll still go haywire on us.
100%.
But it's how we deal with it moving forward.
Yep.
That's all we can do. And all this in life that we have, whether it be golf, school, home, whatever it may be for a child, it's an opportunity to learn, grow, mature, get humbled. It's all positive reinforcement. And I think that's just a special thing that youth can have in their back pocket. And same with adults. So with me, it's an
Mhm.
opportunity for me to learn myself. I've learned so much about myself through the game of golf. It's not just become a hobby, it's become part of my life. And it's become part of my kids' life as well. It's such a special thing for us to share. It's an opportunity for us to grow, to learn ourselves, and be able to bond.
Is this his first year playing tournaments?
It'll be his first year. Yeah, he's be playing. Yeah, at our local golf club. Yeah, he'll be playing in the fall on
Good.
the PGA juniors. Yeah,
Good, dude. That's there we go.
yeah,
Telling you,
yep,
you're creating a generation where your grandkids will have golf in their windshield,
yeah,
right, life,
yeah,
and therefore they go down certain avenues and certain ways, whether they become professional golfers or
yeah,
not,
yeah,
that's not the point. The point is you're developing a bloodline that is going to have a certain mindset based upon your decisions that you made. And
yeah,
I know you got into some deep valleys there where you didn't know where to go, but those
yeah,
deep valleys have brought in some light
yeah.
that's gonna create longevity for people down the road that are attached to you. It's always funny. It's my dad always said that it's if a tree has a dead branch and that dead branch falls, more than likely, if there's just barely enough nutrients in that branch and it sits there for a while, if you get the right amount of sunlight and you get the right amount of water, it'll grow a brand new fucking tree. And
Absolutely. Yep,
you know what
absolutely. And
you know what I mean?
that's again, that's life in a nutshell, right?
Yeah, right? So that's
Every
what
failure is an opportunity, brother. Every
it
failure is an
is, dude.
opportunity.
That's I've always loved that quote, 'cause or it's not a quote, it's my dad's a very he's like a sensei, profound guy,
Yeah, sure, sure, yeah, yeah,
right? But and we've always thought about that ourselves as the black sheep, and, my dad's family and us, we never really saw eye to eye on a lot of things, and so my dad and I went did our own little thing most of the time, and that's always where he got it from was, "Okay, it is what it is. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, but as long as we have the right intentions attached, excuse me, and we have the productive mindsets that are conducive for what it is, then, there's nothing we can't
yeah,
not do,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And that's yeah, that's so cool, man, because
yeah, yeah,
it's literally like seeing, okay, you have this burning valley and all these trees are just fucking dead and it looks like shit and when I'm saying this because we live in Oregon, so I know
yeah, yeah.
driven in some places and you're thinking, dude, this is holy
Yeah,
fuck, man. This
yeah,
is well, how are we gonna recover? And
yeah.
then you see it 5, 8 years later and there's
Beautiful.
all yeah, and there's all these brand new trees, the soil's
Yeah,
fucking rich, it's probably
yeah,
looks even better than what the shit
yeah.
looked down the road that didn't get burnt, right? And then you're thinking, "See, there you go." That right there is just an example of the world showing you what life could be like, and I think golf does the same thing where, hey,
Absolutely. Yeah,
uh
and I guess, like, for me, my final snippets on recovery and mental health is don't be afraid to talk about it.
yeah,
Um, I've like I told you before, I'd be the first person years ago to say, "Hey, suck it up, buttercup, get the fuck over it."
yeah,
But now that I've experienced it, I understand it more. I'm a um, big supporter of talking through things, learning to understand yourself. Getting sober has been one of the best decisions I've made. Now,
mhm,
I don't belong to any like sober communities. Personally, I think the sober community is the most toxic, washed over fucking community there is. I feel like a lot of people get sober for this glamorous
yep,
fucking look that, oh my God, look, he did it.
mhm,
Fuck, who cares? I did it for me. That was it. But I think a lot of the sober communities are just
yeah. No,
it's horrible, dude.
dude, you're talking to a guy who thinks religion is the devil wearing a mask, so don't
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm yeah,
So, now don't
yeah.
get me wrong, I'm not saying everybody who's a preacher, you're
No, no.
fucking evil, I just think the religion as a whole now is being exploited not for the right reasons, and I
Yeah,
think
you
right?
know, for me, I think every individual needs to do what they think is ideal for their life and their betterment. Uh, something in me just dies a little bit when I go on Facebook and I see somebody that's like day 2374 sober. Who fucking cares at this point?
You're supposed to be sober, man.
That was your mission. Complete it. Do your thing. I mean,
God,
sobriety has been a huge lifesaver for me. It really has saved my life, but that's a personal battle. That's a personal battle for me, not for anybody else to know. If somebody wants to know, I'm more than happy to share it.
yep.
But
Oh, man,
I think
I agree, dude.
absolutely, man, absolutely,
Fucking agree, that's so cool, man. Okay, so
yeah,
let's talk about the growth of the game. I know you wanna talk about that.
yeah,
Um, oh, man, I oh, by the way, if I don't know if I'm following him, it's called Soba Golf, S-O
yes, I have. I've seen that. Yes, I follow him on Facebook.
yes, I like what he does. I think
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
very good at what he does. I think
absolutely,
he's on
yeah,
the same spectrum where he doesn't talk about being sober all the time. I think he just talks about things in life that are real and prevalent, and people
yeah,
wanna have discussions about mental health, and before we go about the rapid growth thing, I think what I have noticed, and I think you can agree with me, is we used to think the mental health shit was cowardly, and we thought you were
hmm
a candy ass and a pussy maybe, and now
yeah,
that we actually have to embody these feelings and really
yeah, yeah,
learn how to navigate through life with these feelings, now we have an appreciation of it, and so instead of now thinking, "I'm just gonna avoid it and take the high road and say, 'Look, you're a
yeah,
pussy,' whatever," now it's more, "I want to meet eye to eye with you," and not everyone has the same outlooks on things, but to be able to appreciate and understand people that way, I think that takes more balls and more manliness than it does being, "Hey, you're a fucking pussy, fuck you,"
yeah,
right? Right.
yeah.
So,
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
okay, so the rapid growth. What And this is coming from the COVID deal, man. It really I think once COVID happened, it's there's some places that it's hard just to get a damn tee time in these public golf courses, and I'm sure are you seeing that a lot in Oregon?
Absolutely, man. I think it's everywhere. And then I think the intervals, the tea time intervals, I mean, they're trying to cram them tighter
What, 6,
and
8
tighter.
minutes now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're
And guys, they see an opening, they think, oh, fuck, he's halfway down the fairway. We're 3 minutes before. Let's get ahead of the ball game.
yeah,
And next thing you know, you're just tailing people, tailing people. And so, yeah, the rapid growth is, again, I think it's great for the sport. It's great. It's great for those who own the golf courses.
yes,
I love seeing the youth programs. I think it's just a
yeah,
great thing for kids to get into early. Matter of fact, just 2 days ago, my youngest said, "Hey, he wanted to have a talk with me," and said, "Dad, what are your thoughts about me no longer playing baseball or football? I want to pursue golf around the clock, year round." I said, "Son, that's a personal decision that you have to be able to make for yourself. You want
okay,
to give up playing football, you want to give up playing baseball to pursue golf. That's just fine by me. This isn't an opportunity for you to slough off just
mhm,
because it rains here and there. We're going to be
yeah,
taking cuts. We're going to be taking swings. We're going to be working on the putting. I built a putting green here in the garage, and we're going to keep grinding." And he said, "Yeah, absolutely. Like that. That's what I want to do." He loves this, and it's been really neat to see him. This is the first time I've watched him truly indulge in something and say, "You know what? This is what I want," and watch him really young mind just grind and go get it. It's been the coolest thing to see. And so in that aspect of the growth, it's amazing to see 8-year-old mind say, "This is what I want. I'm just gonna go do it."
oh, yeah.
So cool.
Well, and you 8-year-olds know what they want. My daughter,
Yeah.
she's almost 8, and we try to get her into sports, and she does not I know why she's playing softball. It's for those damn cheers they do at the
Oh,
freak
yeah. They love them.
She could care less about being good at the sport. God bless her,
Yeah.
she's awesome, and
Yeah.
she's very more on the artistic side of things, but she really wanted to play softball this year, and I'm thinking, "Okay, this is gonna go interesting." And
Yeah.
we hit a ball the other day and didn't know what to do, and I'm screaming like hell, "Run to fucking first base, come on." She could care less. And then I started hearing the chants and then how everyone's there and shit, and I'm thinking, "Oh, I know why she's
Yeah.
going."
She loves it for this. She loves that.
Because
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
camaraderie, being around people.
Yeah.
So 8-year-olds know what they want, man, and I think at that point in their lives, they really start to figure themselves out, and yeah, you can't say no to that
No.
especially if your kid loves golf and that's what they wanna do and
Yeah.
they're into it,
Yeah.
and let them go, man, and then,
Absolutely.
um
Absolutely.
and I always encourage parents when they have young kids like that to, as much as you can, try to bring both elements into the game. If they wanna take stuff seriously, let them take stuff seriously, but at some point, they're gonna have to let their hair down and just wax them dry.
Yep, yep, absolutely, and that's just it. I mean, I've told my son so many times too, and I gotta tell myself as a father,
Yeah.
I have a natural competitive spirit, but I have to make sure that he loves this before we can push the envelope like that.
Yes, 100%.
He's gotta
And
love it first.
play other sports as much
Yeah,
as you can,
yeah, do whatever you
and
yeah, absolutely,
when
absolutely.
you guys go play golf, if you guys are playing a lot of golf, have at least 1 to 2 days a week where you don't keep score,
Yep, yep, yep,
and just hit the ball, see what happens.
yep,
Maybe play a little game where if you hit a green in regulation, you get $1 or something, I don't know,
yep, yeah,
something.
we do that. We have a few games we play, like, when we're putting on the putting green. A few games
Yeah.
we do, you know what I mean? Hey, 1 stroke, that's 1 point. 2 strokes, a
Yeah.
half point, nothing after that. You beat me to 5.
Oh, that's
I'll buy
amazing.
you a tub of ice cream, whatever the case. We do something.
Dude, yeah,
Absolutely.
see, man, that reminds me of me and my dad. We used to do all shit like that all the
Yeah.
time, and
It's great, man. I love it. But no, the growth of the game, it is a cool thing, especially not that I'm some special figure by any fucking means, but I don't look like your average golfer. I'm a big white dude, beard, tattooed on my knees, hands, arms, chest,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I mean, there's times where I have stuff on some of these nicer courses, and you can feel it a little bit. You can feel it
Oh,
from
oh,
from the elder papas. But
you're
you
talking to
know,
some dude, I'm a PGA professional. Look at me, dude. I played Cypress Point like this, man. It's you're talking to somebody where I know exactly I know exactly how you feel Trust
Yeah.
me, I went and won. I was playing Old Waverly, and we played in the Evans Cup tournament, and I got 2nd place behind Brian Henniger. I shot 3
Oh,
under, and I have pot leaves all over my bag and shit, and I'm wearing
yeah,
shorts,
dude.
and and I have tattoos all over my legs.
Yeah.
I have my fucking sleeve here, and I got some tattoos everywhere. I got pot
Yeah.
leaves on my bag,
Yeah.
and the guy's looking at me thinking, what the
What
what
the
the"
fuck is this? Yeah. Yeah.
and I told him, I said, "Yeah, I'll sign up for that. I have to sign up as a professional." "Oh,
Yeah.
really? You play mini tours?" "Oh, no, no, sir. I'm a Class A PGA professional." And
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
look at you, "Oh, you caddy." "Yeah, I know. I'm your very first caddy that got into the PGA world."
Yeah. So I got to tell you a quick little story, real quick. I'm not going to drop any names or the club, but I have an individual that's a friend of mine,
Mhm.
and he was looking to join a local club, local golf
Okay.
club, and he is tattooed from the eyebrows up down his back. You name it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay.
And he wanted to join a local club. Well, they essentially said, "Hey, you're not the type that we'd like to have here." Well, he dropped his duffel bag of 30,000 cash and said, "Hey, I'm looking to pay for the year here, my corporate account,
Oh,
30K
so
cash."
he has the money.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, right on. Okay.
And said, "Hey, this is what I'm looking to do.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to turn this down." And they flat out turned him down because they liked the way he looked. Cold hard cash said, "Here
Dang.
you go, corporate account, paying for it." And they said, "We don't want you." And that's when he found Creekside, and Danny, the general manager, is just welcomed him with open arms. And he's really the reason I have an opportunity to golf at Creekside and be a member there. And so,
God bless
um,
you, man, but that's insane.
yeah, 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 crazy. I was just like,
Well,
oh
because at
man,
the end of the day, all they need is because to maintain in a country club is mostly financial. They wanna have the golf
yes,
course look in a certain way.
yeah,
You don't
yeah,
have to go to the events and shit, and if it's really that bad, but that
yeah,
just tells you right there the stigma that's in the golf world that is preventing accessibility. That's it right there, and we're not even talking accessibility based upon financial accessibility. We're talking
yeah,
about
beyond,
from multiple asset facets, which is
yeah,
could be a visual situation, could be a demographic situation, right? Or it could even be, hey, um, you have to be from a certain culture here just to even think of
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and this individual, he puts on all sorts of events for the community, a definite figure in the golf community locally.
probably a decent golfer too, I would say.
Absolutely. Oh, he
Yep.
can pipe it, dude. Oh, he can
Yeah.
pipe it. Yeah,
See, there you
absolutely.
go. And
Absolutely, but he doesn't look
that's
the
the
part, you
problem.
know?
Yeah, and that's the problem. And I got treated like that because I got ostracized from the
Yeah,
PGA for the shit
yeah,
I went through, and
sure.
I had a director of golf tell me, "Well, they just didn't like your kind here because of the way," and I would assume that was the way I looked, but he said, "Well, there's a certain group of people here, and they just expect to make all the money, and you're now coming in and you're taking a little bit of their money from them, so they feel threatened." And I'm thinking, well, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah,
We're here all competing. We're here trying to make money.
yep.
Well, why are they threatened? That's duh. That you're supposed to
Yeah,
feel.
hello. Yeah.
You're, that's the whole point. Can you guys are just gonna sit here for 20, 30 years doing the same shit over and over again while these
Right.
sponsors pay out the purses and you guys take their money from that's just
Yeah,
not. I don't know.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I think the golf world needs
Needs a little flavor, needs a little flavor, but
yeah,
there's a manner in which doing so. There's a manner in which doing so, but it needs some flavor, especially the PGA. It's a like you said, it's a brick and mortar. It's a robot. It's a system, you know?
it is, and it's hard, man. It's and I have episodes on my show of ex Corn Ferry players and ex McKenzie Tour players and these guys, and they talk about how much money it costs.
Yeah,
And then I look up stories of guys that are on the PGA Tour currently, excuse me, and the amount of money that it costed them just to continue to have these opportunities.
yeah,
It
yeah,
blows me away that no one talks about it.
yeah,
Everyone seems to push that to the side, and it's almost an expectation now. And then now you have people like your friend who do have the money even, and now they can't even really access certain golf clubs because
Yeah.
of a underlying situation there, and that's
How much
and
more boxed out can you get?
yeah, and then they wanna advertise to the public, "Oh, we're a for all game, everybody's welcome, you can do this, you can do that," and then they'll shove you in this section of the room,
Yeah.
and as long as you're feeding the golf, whatever, money,
Yeah.
business, lifestyle, whatever brand it is, as long as you're feeding them money and it's that money is going into their pockets,
Yeah.
you can be a part of the room, but then to access the entire room of golf, well, that's a different story.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's just the PGA is about just getting in line. Just get in line.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Get in line with everybody else.
Especially the PGA of America.
That's what I mean. Yeah. The
Oh,
PGA of
this
America, it's just get in line. Get in line with everybody
man,
else.
I just had a post on Instagram that is completely out of control. It is out of con it's got 1,400 likes, 380 comments, and all this crazy shit, and it's got over 1,000 people shared it, and I've had some of the nastiest messages I've ever heard in my life,
I can imagine.
and part of me goes back to watch the video because I wanna make sure that I'm not just,
Sure.
"Hey, fuck you, PGA of America," like, that's not where I'm coming
Right.
from.
Yeah.
I'm simply just stating facts,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's all I did. I just stated facts. I didn't say anything simply from an opinion standpoint. I literally just stated, "Hey, this is the truth. This is what
Yeah.
things are. If you don't like that, things need to change. I have solutions." Sure, but I just stated the facts. But the fact that the facts I stated are facts that they don't want to be publicized, then everyone has these intentions or, hey, you're bitter or and I'm thinking, man, how could I be bitter? Because being bitter, for that adjective alone comes from people who are simply speaking on an opinion level
Yeah.
where I am speaking about I'm just stating what it is, man. I guess that's too much. I don't know. So the growth of the game is great.
Yes.
And I think that part's awesome, but it's very interesting how the growth of the game, it's almost the people who the powers that be within the golf world are having a hard time accepting this growth of the game and accepting these multiple personalities and these multiple walks of life
Yeah.
and them wanting to be a part of that because I mean, hey, yeah, we want you to be a part of this game. Yeah, come on in, but you're gonna have to stand in the corner of the room. Don't mess with anybody. And as long as you're giving money to these corporations, then fine, you can be a part of it all you want. But if you want
Yeah.
to access the whole room, well, you're gonna have to play the part, dude. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
play what part? Like, dude,
Yeah.
why can't we just be ourselves
Yes.
and
Yeah.
everyone bring their own flavor to the table?
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more with that. I couldn't agree more with it.
Yeah, and I think and for your kids' sakes, it will, people well, and I personally, I think I'm the head of the spear with all this shit. I
Yeah.
think unless somebody comes around and has done it before me, but I
No,
think
you're the one that's I really do think you're spearheading this and the topic of
yeah,
conversation. I mean, I look around all over and you and Looper Talk are the spot to get this information. I really do. I think that.
yeah, and the thing I will tell you and I will tell everybody is I don't wanna come from a place of resentment. I really want to give out the recognition that's deserved, but
Yeah.
I also want to spit the truth.
Yeah.
That's my goal is to find the truth and whatever that truth is, hopefully it is positive, but if it's also negative, then I have to say it.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
but at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, I want to make sure that everyone knows what the truth is, and once you do know what that truth is, then we can assess and figure out what to go from there. If somebody's doing a really good job at something, and it's
Yep.
very truthful and it's very grounded, then hell yeah, I'll be more than
Yeah.
happy to recognize it. But if
Yeah.
something is not that grounded and it's something that needs to improve on, well, I'll be more than happy to spit that out too.
Yep.
It's just, in
Yep.
my opinion, right now, there's not a lot of positives in the golf world when it comes to talking about a lot of these subjects. And so I think for right now, there's going to be a lot of criticism in areas that people don't want to criticize because it's going to probably mess up with their underlying motives, which is mostly financial.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Yes. And so I'm hoping that when things do change, then I can really start to recognize the positives with it. But even then, I don't really like to say negative or positive. I just like to say it is what it is.
yeah, yeah,
Whether you think it's good or bad, that's fine. But I'm
yeah,
not. I have to tell you what it is. But
yeah. Yeah. No, I think you're spot on with that, Tim. I really do,
eh,
and I think the growth of the game is a positive thing. I think as a whole, like you said, the powers that be, they have this huge herd and they don't know what to do with it. They wanted to grow the herd, but they don't know what to do with it anymore.
yes,
And
yes,
that's what it seems to be, from my standpoint. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um,
yes.
but it's like they want to put a cap on them, but they know they can't. They want to put a cap, but they can't. They know they can't because of the
Right.
finances.
Yes. Right. And so therefore they are trying to hide things or they're trying to deceive people or just to maintain because they don't want the herd to get out of control and figure out what it is. Because if we it's kind of similar to what we're dealing with in our country right now. The masses are
Yeah,
starting to slowly wake up to a lot of things
a
and
lot of things.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the people that are been in control this whole time are real nervous about that because they've been getting away with stuff for so long. And so
Yes.
same in the golf world the PGA of America and the PGA Tour are starting to realize, hey, look, we've been charging this much to be a professional golfer. We've been making it so hard to be a professional golfer. That
Yeah.
these companies like TaylorMade and Titleist keep creating brand new fucking drivers and upping the price when the technology really isn't that much different in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
People are starting to figure that kind of shit out. So these
Yeah.
little things, okay, well, if the masses begin to figure this out, how are we going to control them in order for us to maintain our integrity with our motive? And yet we don't want them to know our motive,
Yeah.
right?
Man,
So
that conversation right there about the product industry, the engineering industry of golf, that's a whole conversation within itself that I'd love to talk about sometime,
yes.
because it is, man. It's the marketing, the social media.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, the masses are catching on, but that is their last dying hope is the marketing and the social media
Yep.
because right, everybody's got to keep up with the Joneses.
Yes.
That's what keeps them in business.
Mhm.
I
What do they
mean,
call it? Planned obsolescence.
yes, yes,
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely, and that's what it is, man. It is crazy because they almost prey on the guys like myself, the middle class, right? You got to have the new $840 driver. It's going to change your fucking game,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
You're still going to slice that motherfucker. You know?
Right. And how can we brainwash the middle class with our marketing techniques
Yeah,
to for them to give us our money so that way we can continue to grow financially,
yeah, yeah.
right?
We are the targeted group. That's all there is to it.
100%. And,
Yeah,
yeah, so, um, keep your son in golf, and even if he's
absolutely,
not
man.
in golf, keep that in the if he gets old goes down and plays decides gets older and
Yeah,
plays football, whatever, fuck it,
yeah,
right? Who
yeah,
cares?
yeah, yeah.
But as long as golf is in their life in general, I tend to think that's usually a better way of teaching them life skills instead of you
Absolutely.
us being dads just saying, "Hey."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, man. No, I couldn't agree
Um,
more.
yeah, so I again, do you have any sort of final words or any sort of,
I just want to say thank you,
well,
to
yeah,
yourself, Looper Talk. Thanks for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a treat. And I guess my biggest thing is, man, keep doing you. Stay consistent to you in your
mhm,
life. Whatever trajectory that you were on, stay on it. Keep
that's it.
grinding. Keep loving yourself, and don't be afraid to speak out and talk.
That's
So,
I'll give you a quote that I live by, and I think you'll love it. It's not the violence that separates the man, it is the distance he is prepared to go.
yeah, no, absolutely, man. I do love that. Yeah,
Yeah, right?
it's the truth to the core, man. That is
I
that's
tell
the
you, I
truth.
love that quote because it just I'm not the biggest of dudes. I'm 5'8", buck 50 on
Yeah,
a good day,
yeah,
but man, if I just keep that intact, then I feel like everybody will understand.
absolutely.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
shit, just show up the next day, man. Some days I'll have good days and some days I won't, but if I
yeah,
continue to
yeah,
show up, baby,
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
no one
it's
can
just
stop me, right?
consistency. That's
Yep.
life. Just stay consistent. Stay consistent. That's all I can say.
And before we go, thank you again for your service.
I appreciate it,
Uh,
brother. Thank you.
Me and whoever's watching this, I hope I at least from definitely for me, we appreciate that. That to me
Thank
is that's I think that's if anything, that's the most important part of this whole conversation is
Well,
giving
I
thanks.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, giving thanks to you and our in service to our country and this beautiful nation that we live on and we die for our freedom for because of guys
Absolutely.
like you. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks again for listening to Looper Talk. Again, this guy Jesse Bryant, great dude. Obviously, as you can tell from our conversation, I will leave his tag handle in the description. Please give him a follow. And he's from the PNW area. So if you're
Absolutely.
nearby and want to talk some golf or maybe get connected and play some golf with him, I'm sure
Absolutely.
he would love
Absolutely.
that. And for me as well, I will leave the link for the country club down below. Please, if you want to join, it is a great online community to be a part of. And Cameron, the owner, is a really good dude. He is awesome. Works his ass off, by the way. So, Jesse, thank you for joining Looper Talk. And don't forget, boys, lighten your bags, 200 to strap. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate it, brother.